Negosyo with Joe on Capital 104.3.
Taking you back to 1993, just heard Stone Temple Pilots with Plush. Of course, this is the Capital 104.3. You're tuned in to Negosyo with Joe. Yours truly until from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. on a Friday afternoon, guys. However you are, wherever you are in the country or in the metro. Hopefully you guys are okay. Nagdadrive man kayo pa away or you guys are heading to your work. Thank you so much for tuning in. And this is a very special episode of the show for the afternoon. Of course, if you've been on social media of late, if you guys have been listening to a lot of digital media, this guy that we have for today, of course, he's the one who requested for the song. He's been around on digital media, napakalikot, napakakulit, napakaraming ginagawa ng taong ito. At syempre, huwag na tayo magpa-delay-delay. Let's welcome our guest for the afternoon, guys. On the studio, live in the flesh, Sir Carlo Ople. Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's up? What's up? Happy to be with you guys today.
Yun, bro, maraming salamat for being here on such short notice.
Oo naman, ikaw pa.
Ang lakas natin kay Carlo. So for those of you guys who are first-time listeners of the show, ang pinaka-tema, ang pinaka-ginagawa po ng ating programa, bro, is to help Filipinos understand what does it take to be an entrepreneur, to start a business, ano ba yung mindset, ano ba yung mga steps, do's and don'ts, and so on and so forth. So let's get down to business, shall we? Okay, G na tayo, bro. So Carlo, para sa hindi nakakakilala sa'yo, baka meron lang naman. Can you please introduce yourself and what it is that you do?
Okay, so I'm Carlo. So I stayed like 18 years in corporate, 16 to 18 years. So I started talaga as an employee, worked my way up through the ranks. Simula ako call center agent. So yun yung pinakauna kong trabaho. Naalala ko pa, sumasakay pa ako ng MRT noon, tas maluwag pa. Masaya pa sumakay ng MRT noon.
Kailan ba yun?
Matagal na. Pero dati, ang trip pa namin noon, kasi wala pa masyado nag-MRT, sasakay kami papuntang dulo, tas sasakyan namin pabalik. Kasi masaya siya dati. Ngayon, mukhang sardinas na siya, di ba? Right. But dati yun yung ginagawa namin. So I worked my way up from a call center to learning marketing, started working in a online gaming company. Gaming talaga, hindi yung sugal. And then pagkatapos nun, I worked at Friendster. Sa mga nakakaalala pa ko anong Friendster.
Bro.
Yeah, medyo matagal na. Yung mga nagte-testimonial dyan, taas ang kamay. Tapos ano ba? I started digital sa TV5. And then I worked in advertising. Tapos I eventually ended up finishing my corporate career as Vice President for Marketing Communications sa PLDT. So yun yung corporate side
You're
ko.
Right.
Pero alongside that,
ngayon, bro.
alongside that, nagtatayo na ako ng mga negosyo. So yung palagi kong sinasabi, parang 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. you build your career, 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. you build your dreams. So habang nagtatrabaho ka kasi kailangan mo ng pera pang to pay for whatever you need to pay, nothing is stopping you from already setting up your future. So all that time, habang empleyado ko, nagtatayo na ako ng mga maliliit na negosyo, from yung tech website namin, unbox.ph, to our talent agency, which is Unbox Creator Network, where we manage the top tech YouTubers and influencers in the country.
This is what year, bro?
I started side hustling 2012.
Okay.
So it was like a 10-year journey before I eventually left corporate and went full-time.
You mentioned, bro, 18 years, di ba? 18 years ka
corporate.
Naging empleyado. Kumbaga. Can you tell yung mga nakikinig sa atin na right now are employed, di ba, nasa trabaho, meron silang 8 to 5 job. How essential ba, bro? How crucial na essential ba na namasukan ka muna, nag-employo ka muna, or you can skip that part totally? Or para sa'yo, what do you think?
Para sa kanya-kanyang journey. Okay. Walang pare-parehong journey sa buhay. Pero sa akin kasi napakalaking bagay for me kasi ginamit ko talaga siya para matuto maging negosyante. So parang ang nangyari dyan, unang-una sa lahat, natuto ko from the experience. Habang natututo, nakakaipon kasi may sweldo ka eh. Tapos habang tumataas yung posisyon mo, mas lumalaki yung sweldo mo, mas nakakaipon ka na mas malaki. Tapos eventually, nakakalaki din ng network. Kasi ang dami mo nakikilala when you're working eh. Diba? So mas marami ka nakikilala, potential customers in the future, potential clients in the future. Parang ending-ending, nakapag-practice ka, gamit pera ng iba, tapos sinisweldahan ka pa. So parang if you have the mindset na I'm here to learn while you're working, it's a good way to eventually become an entrepreneur. As long as you have the mindset na ginagawa ko to para matuto ko, para maging handa ako maging negosyante.
I-segue ko na yung tanong, next question ko na, bro. No? So you mentioned yan, nag-employado ko muna, tapos lumaki yung network mo, nagkaroon ka ng base. Para sa iba, is it a turning point or talagang dati pa nung when you were younger, sabi mo sa sarili mo, ay maging entrepreneur ako? Or along the way mo lang na-realize na, ay, pwede pala maging entrepreneur. How was that process for you?
in and out kasi nagsimula ako ng negosyo maaga pero pumalpak. Pag-usapan natin mamaya.
Okay.
So, heartbreak para sa akin yon. So, kaya nag-full-time muna ako sa pagiging empleyado. Pero yung pinaka-turning point sa akin was, I think it was around 2010 or 2012. Hindi ko na maalala what year. I got passed for a promotion.
Alright.
Tapos pagkatapos nun, sinabi ko sa sarili ko, ayoko na maramdaman ever na mas may control yung ibang tao sa direksyon ng...
Yun. Okay.
So, kaya ako sinabi, maging negosyante na ako.
Yun. So, yun yung pinaka parang nagbago sa isip mo na full-time negosyo na. Hindi ka na.
Oo.
Ayun.
Pero also knowing and carrying the lessons of the past. Kasi may pumalpak na ako negosyo dati. And at the same time, madami din heartaches sa corporate. Pero at least, marami na rin lessons na nakuha. Diba? Throughout those years.
Masarap pakinggan kasi, diba, Carlo, na yun nga, pinagdaanan mo yung usual na pinagdadaanan ng mga Pilipino. No? Sabi ko nga kanina, karamihan sa atin talaga is empleyado. No? So, although maraming nag-negosyo, parang hindi nila alam kung paano magsisimula. Yun yung gusto kong tanongin sa'yo, bro. Can you please just give us an idea pa? Sabi mo, you learned a lot of lessons and you failed. Can you walk us through lang? Yung unang-una mong try, bro.
Sa negosyo?
Sa negosyo. Paano?
So it was straight out of college. Nagtayo kami ng internet cafe. Pero yung problema kasi back then, hindi ako marunong ng corporate structure, hindi ako marunong kumuha ng investors, wala naman akong pangkapital noon, hindi ako marunong ng operations, hilaw na hilaw pa talaga. So, ang daming problema from operations to tama ba yung pricing, sa pag-alaga ng relationship with the partner, sa pag-update sa mga partners. So, ang dami talagang kapalpakan and I own that na ang dami talagang mali na nangyari at that time. Eventually, binenta na lang yung negosyo na yon sa landlord or sa may-ari ng building kasi hindi kami mag-agree mga partners with how it was working. So, one, it was a good experience in the sense na maraming lessons.
Correct.
Pero it was also a bad experience kasi parang inisip ko, so baka hindi pala ako meant maging negosyante kasi hindi ko pala kaya to.
Did that push you away? I mean, did that sidetrack you na ayoko na, hindi ko na ulitin
Oo,
to?
kahit sino naman madi-discourage. I think yun yung thing with business na it's really a leap of faith when you get into entrepreneurship kasi you're very vulnerable. Pag negosyante ka, parang people judge openly what your product is. People criticize you for your products. Your employees can criticize you for how you're handling the company. Your clients can criticize you if you're doing a good job. So being an entrepreneur talaga, mahirap na daan yan. It is not the easiest way, but it can be one of the more rewarding.
Okay, susugan ko yung ang dami kong nugget sa sinabi mo pa na sentence na yun. No? Now, fast forward to 2026, Carlo. We have trends nowadays. We have different trends, we have different fads and so on. Yung sabi ko kanina sa questions natin, how would you describe, should we work with trends? O dapat ba tayo makisakay? Or would you find it better just, ano ba, iba, sariling flow ka ba? O sariling current? O gagawa ka ng sarili mo? Trendsetter ka?
It depends kasi what brand you're trying to build. Kasi at the end of the day, when you're putting up a business, it's about building a brand. Kasi kung wala kang brand na malakas, ending yan, makikipaglabanan ka na lang sa presyo. Diba? So yung problema sa jumping on every trend that you see, it does not really always build your brand. So for example, nagbebenta ka ng kape, tapos may sumikat na dance craze. Ano kinalaman ng dance craze sa kape?
Okay.
It can get you attention, it can get you eyeballs, but does it build your brand? Ngayon, if your brand, sabihin natin, is funny, irreverent, young, di ba ka riding on trends makes sense? Kasi pasok siya sa personality ng binubuo mong negosyo. So, importante sa simula pa lang, pag nagtatayo ka ng negosyo, malinaw na sa'yo kung sino ba yung brand ng negosyo mo. Ano ba yung tone ng boses mo? Ano ba yung attitude mo? Sino ka ba? Ano yung personality mo bilang isang brand? Pag malinaw sa'yo yon, mas malinaw sa'yo kung ano yung mga trends na sasakyan mo at ano yung mga trends na gusto mong simulan. Kasi at the end of the day, it should always go back to your brand and to your why.
Could you say that dapat yung brand mo is also a mirror or a reflection of you as a person? Pwede ba yun? Pwede bang sabihin natin yun?
Well, most of the time, yes, kasi it's an extension of the founder, what the brand is. Lalong-lalo na ngayon na uso yung founder-led marketing.
Exactly.
Dati kasi, minsan nga, di mo kilala yung founder. Pero ngayon kasi, mas naalala mo yung tao kaysa yung pangalan ng brand sometimes. So it's natural, especially now, that the brand is an extension of who the person is. So for example, sa amin, kung titignan mo yung mga negosyo ko, lalo na right now, I love Third Spaces. Third Spaces kasi yung yung, di ba, yung first is your house, second is your work, tas third is where you hang out and chill. Yeah. So para sa akin, gustong-gusto ko yung space na yun. Kasi kahit ako, lagi ako nasa tindahan namin kung saan ako naglalaro ng cards. So, dahil doon, naisip ko, yung mga third spaces businesses, sobrang swak sa akin kasi I love building communities. So, nagtayo kami ng dance studio, may plano pa kaming pickleball court. So, yung mga ganong klaseng negosyo, pasok sa akin and it's an extension of who I am and what I value.
Napakasarap na usapan natin. Kulang lang tayo dito ng konting drink. Carlo. Anyway, guys, for those of you who just tune in, again, you are listening to you're on your FM band rather. It's 104.3 Capital and ang programa po natin ngayon ay tinatawag na Negosyo with Joe at ang ating panauhin para sa hapong ito ay walang iba kundi ang nag-iisang si Sir Carlo Ople. Gusto ko yung bro yung parang ang datingan sa akin you walk the talk. I mean, of course, you know how to talk, you know how to speak. Pero yung tanong ko nga kanina, the brand should be a reflection of you. Pero parang ikaw, you explain na, yun nga yung ginagawa mo. Gusto ko itong ginagawa ko. So parang, how important is that, bro? Na parang, kailangan mo kung gusto talaga yung ginagawa mo or passionate ka doon sa isang entrepreneur. Ano ba? Dapat ba talaga love mo siya? Kasi pag may hardships, ano ba? Importante ba talaga mahal mo?
Again, it's a different journey for people. Kasi some people, yung love of money nila trumps the love of the brand. Diba? Parang wala silang pakialam kung ano yung negosyo basta kumikita. Pero ako kasi, I function best talaga if what I do is something that I love. Kasi I feel like I'm at my natural best. Kasi it doesn't take too much effort to do it for me. Kasi gusto ko nag-enjoy ako ginagawa ko siya. Versus sabihin natin, gagawa ko ng negosyo na hindi ko gustong pasukin. Pag ganun kasi, pilit talaga kada segundo, kada minuto na ginagawa mo. Kahit kumikita. Kasi ako, believe ko, kahit anong gusto mo sa buhay, pwede mong pagkakitaan. Ako yun yung talagang personal belief ko yun. Sabihin natin cards, laruan, kotse, whatever your passion is. I strongly believe that if you have the correct business sense and if you have the proper training, the right mindset, and of course faith, you can turn it into a business.
Ganda naman. Dami nating quotable quotes for the afternoon. Hindi ba tayo nagtatagal dito?
Social card.
Social card. Meron tayong phone-in question sa Carlo dito sa ating team sa studio. Ito daw. Ano daw you seem like a very positive, very optimistic, idealistic individual. Sabi ng ating phone-in question, what doubts, bro? Ano ba yung mga duda, skepticism, or pessimism did you have to go against para maging
Mandami. Tsaka nakikita nyo lang kasi yung Carlo ngayon.
Right.
Hindi nyo naman nakita yung Carlo na pumalpak, yung Carlo na may utang, na yung Carlo na kinagalitan ng business partners, yung Carlo na hirap ayusin yung pera niya, ayusin yung buhay niya. So, at the end of the day, adversity creates character, and the right kind of adversity and the right attitude creates a better sense of optimism as you grow up. So ako, marami na akong pinagdaanan sa buhay. Marami na akong kinalaban at marami na akong kapalpakan. Yung siguro if there's one good thing about me is throughout that journey, unang-una sa lahat, may mga tao that would always encourage me. May mga tao that would always speak life to me, that would tell me na kaya mo yan, bangon ka lang. And yun yung mga lessons na dinala ko as I grew up and as I did more work or grew in my career or went into business. Pero there is no lack of failure. There's no lack of problems.
Abundant.
Marami talagang dinaanan. Pero at the same time, it's also a testament na kung ituloy mo lang at you have the patience na growth takes time, then suddenly, napakaganda palang journey. Kasi, yun din parang na-realize ko din now, lalo na I'm in my 40s, ang haba pala ng buhay. Alam ko marami nagsasabi life is short. In a way, life is short. But also, life is long. In the context na if you start working on a goal or if you start working on something compounded over time, pwede talaga siya lumaki at gumanda.
But bago natin ipasok yung ating next phone-in question, no? Pero nung bata tayo, bro, di ba? We are about the same age. Pero hindi tayo ganun ka-patient dati, di ba? Hindi tayo ganun.
Mas hindi patient yung mga ngayon.
Sobrang.
Patient na tayo compared sa kabataan ngayon. Ngayon gusto nila now na grab, di ba? Isang swipe. Date, isang swipe. Lahat na lang ngayon, isang tap. Nung panahon natin, pare, para makipaglaro ka, mag-aantay ka pa ng kalaro mo sa kalsada para magpatintero.
Kahit diba? Preso man niya, kung ano man yan. Wait your turn.
I feel like our generation is blessed in the way na we live through the analog world while we saw the digital. Pero I think it's a huge blessing kasi we saw the analog world. We felt what it was like to live in that era na walang internet, na walang judgment ng social media, na wala kang kinakatakutan, and we were just so optimistic about life and what the future will bring. Bigyan ka ng example panahon natin, hindi ka takot Panahon natin nung bata tayo, iniisip mo lang, shucks, anong pwede kong gawin, anong pwede kong kalakihan, ano yung pwede kong maging career, ano yung pwede kong maging negosyo. Very optimistic. panahon ngayon, kung bata ka, titingin ka sa Facebook. Lahat ng problema sa mundo nandun.
Correct.
Lahat ng problema sa Pilipinas nandun. Lahat ng problema sa ibang bansa na wala kang kinalaman nandun. Lahat ng judgment against you by your peers and your friends nandun. Kaya sobra akong believer na our generation is blessed kasi we lived through our formative years without social media.
Blessing talaga in a way talaga, bro. Hindi tayo ganun. Parang hindi tayo praning, no? Parang gugulan tayo ng go.
And we lived through a very optimistic time talaga na parang wala kang kinakatakutan nung bata ka. Ako kinakatakutan ko lang nun, magulang ko. Di ba?
Kala ko yung sinturon.
Oo, sinturon. Di ba yung ginaganon?
Correct, oh.
Ano yan?
Makinis pa yun, bro.
Yung para wala kasi sinturon. Yung gano'n. Yung mga iba dito, di naintindihan ko ano yun.
Hindi ko natatanong kung sino na mamalo sa'yo.
Alright, pareho.
Pareho. Anyway, bro, it's now 4:23 in the afternoon. Isang question tayo. Ang bilis ng oras naman, nakakabitin. Anyway, 4:23 on the clock, guys. Again, you're tuned in to Capital 104.3. Negosyo with Joe with Sir Carlo Ople. Isang tanong tayo, Jace. Itanong natin yung nasa prompter natin before we head on to our first break. Bro, sabi dito, how important, you mentioned kanina yung team, yung mga kasama mo, how important was your support system, the people around you, and syempre, who are these people who are very instrumental to who you are today?
Unang-una sa lahat, misis. Ang misis ko. Parang, wala siya dito para kung nanonood siya. Hi, Mitch. Kasi parang yung I think your biggest career decision in life is who you marry. I think it was John Gokong Wei who said that. And I think it's so true kasi if you have a very supportive partner, if you have a partner that will encourage you, that will pick you up, that will push you, that will always have your best in mind, then I don't think you're lacking for any tool for success in life. Kasi you spend the most time with that person. Diba? So ako, I'm blessed na si Mitch, the woman I married through the years, talagang saw me at my lowest, and now kahit paano we enjoy whatever success we both have. Diba? And through those years, talagang sobrang supportive. Pinagtiisan niya ako nung addict ako na gamer. Imagine mo, nasa internet cafe kami, naglalaro ako ng Dota, nandun siya sa tabi, nag-aantay. Grabe yung patience ng girlfriend para tiisin yun, ha? Diba? Or nakita niya na wala ako masyadong pera at ang kaya ko lang mag-date sa McDo. Diba? Yung mga ganon. So, grabe din yung context na having a partner who's seen you for decades. And yung advice na pwede niyang bigay sa'yo is literally a whisper from God. Kasi yung context ng advice niya is born out of 2 decades of being with you.
Galing galing. Nakakatuwa. Nakikinig kasi yung wife ko ngayon. So, I'm sure baka i-ask yung number ni Mitch. Bro, aside from Mitch, of course, she's been there. But the other people who...
My team, of course. Yan. Sila Ryan, sila Brett. Some of the guys that I have at my team have been with me since the very start. Sila Leia, sila John. The guys that I hired, I sold the vision that I had na hanggang ngayon kasama ko pa rin. So iba sa kanila been with me for over 10 years. And I don't take that trust lightly. And I take that responsibility very seriously. So yun, and siguro if there's anyone else, siguro may pastor, may si Ninong Chingy, di ba? Sila Pastor Dennis. So marami akong anchors. And I'm blessed to have a lot of mentors that I got from corporate. Yun din. Yung mga mentors ko from corporate hanggang ngayon pwede ko takbuhan at pwede ko lapitan.
Napakasiksik liglig ng usapin natin ngayong hapong ito. Of course, later on, tatalon tayo dun sa mostly nitty-gritty naman ng negosyo, bro. In the meantime, time check muna tayo mga kaibigan. Again, you're tuned in to Capital 104.3. Whether you are in your cars, on your PBS Receiver app, please do listen to us. We are here until 5 p.m. Ang kasama po natin ngayon is si Sir Carlo Ople for Negosyo with Joe. In the meantime, pasok muna tayo ng isang awitin song taking you back to 1997, bro. I only remember Andrea kasi crush ko siya. We got The Course with So Young, only here at the Capital 104.3, The Negosyo with Joe.
With Joe, Fridays 4 to 5 p.m. Only here on Capital 104.3. Negosyo with Joe.
You're still tuned in to Capital 104.3 Negosyo with Joe, guys. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Of course, still with us on the studio, our very special guest for the afternoon, Sir Carlo Ople. Bro, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's up, everyone?
What's up? Nandito po kami sa studios namin live on the 4th floor of PIA building sa Visayas Avenue. Sige, balikan na natin yung usapan natin, bro. Sabi ko nga kanina sa simula ng programa, bro, no, we would like to educate, I don't want to use the word educate anymore. We would like to help people be more entrepreneurial, be more business-minded. Sa panahon natin ngayon, bro, I think I saw this in one of your videos. what would you suggest? Magandang pasukin, magandang i-venture na negosyo in 2026 or moving forward?
Ako, napakadami. Parang lalo na ngayon with the rise of online selling, with the rise of e-commerce, there's so much you can sell. Kahit sabihin natin wala ka produkto, tapos gusto mo lang practice magbenta, pwede kang mag-TikTok, maging affiliate. Pwede kang kumuha ng mga produkto doon, tapos ikaw gumawa ng video, tapos kukuha ka ng komisyon para kumita. Tapos pag lumaki na yung savings mo, then pwede ka na mag-figure out kung gusto mo magbenta ng sarili mong brand or hindi, di ba? Pangalawa, pwede ka rin sabihin natin yung mga passion-based businesses. Ang dami ngayon na medyo patok eh. Lalong-lalo na if it's something na you develop expertise on. May mga kilala kami, Pokemon cards, ginawang negosyo.
Seriously?
May kilala kami, NBA cards, ginawang negosyo. Mayroon kaming kaibigan, shoutout kay Jaime. Nagsimula yun, di ba, security guard. Tapos nag-flip lang ng NBA cards. Ngayon may sarili na siyang tindahan and he's the organizer of one of the biggest card shows in Manila. Nagsimula siya, security guard, brother. Pupunta lang yun sa tindahan namin para mag-scrounge ng mga puchu, tawag namin doon eh. Tapos napalaki niya yun, napalaki na hanggang ngayon.
Ano ba ngayon may mga upper deck, di ba dati?
Hanggang ngayon may ganun pa rin. So again, anything na I feel like you love and that you're interested in, that you're passionate with, you can turn it into a business.
Bro, I think nakita ko rin sa episode mo recently, with the advent of AI, how as an entrepreneur or a budding entrepreneur na gusto magsimula ng negosyo, is AI a threat or is it, do I go against AI? Ano ba?
You should embrace it and use it for whatever benefits it can give you. So kahit sa amin, we use it a lot for research, for content development, for creating tools and assets. Siguro kailangan din kasi ng better understanding of what AI is. A lot of people, ang pagkaintindi lang nila kay AI, ChatGPT or Gemini. Pero AI can create things for you. It can create websites. It can create systems. It can create web applications. It can create mobile applications. What would used to take millions of pesos in terms of paying someone to develop something, pwede mo na lang matutunan gawin by yourself. Yun ang totoong kapangyarihan ng AI. Hindi para lang itanong si ChatGPT kung ano weather today or ano ba ano ba mangyayari, 'di ba? Napakadaming use cases ng AI that are powerful. You can use it to earmark, sabihin natin, minutes on videos na pwede natin gawing reels. Correct. You're saving so much time that you could spend on somewhere else. So AI by itself is super powerful, especially if you embrace it. But also at the same time, may isa pang AI, 'di ba? Yung AI, artificial intelligence. May isa pang AI, actual intelligence, 'di ba? So yun yung meron yun yung meron tayo na likas na bilang tao. Kailangan din natin gamitin yun kasi kung masyado kang reliant on AI, baka yung actual intelligence mo bumagsak, 'di ba? So kailangan din.
I'm gonna coach you on that one. Actual intelligence
versus artificial intelligence.
Ito naman, Carlo, ngayon nabanggit na nagka-age reveal na tayo kanina basta simula ng programa. So we are in our 40s. Would you say at our age or someone who's listening right now sa mga telepono nila o sa kotse nila in their 50s, even in their 60s, is it too late, bro? Or there's time to start being an entrepreneur?
It's never too late. As in, there's so many opportunities. In fact, when you're in your 40s, lamang ka nga kasi you have resources, you have the network, and most importantly, you have experience. So all of those three things, if ma-leverage mo yun to your success, then it's a good way to become an entrepreneur. Kasi kung bata ka, what you have is energy, time, and your health. Diba?
Right.
And your, what do I say this? Resilience and grit. Pero kung matanda ka na, you can cut a lot of the time needed to grow a business kasi nga you've had experiences, you know a lot of people, you can raise capital faster, you can afford to pay people to do things for you that you don't know. So even whatever your age is, if you're 40s, if you're 50s or 60s, you can quickly put up businesses today.
Ito naman, bro, isa sa you can agree with me with this one. Ang blood life ng isang negosyo, sales. How important is to be is sales, and do you have any tips on being a good salesperson?
It's the number one thing. Kasi kung wala kang kita, hindi negosyo yan. Ang tawag dyan, hobby. Diba? Sabi, one of my mentors, si Steve C. Super cool dude. Lagi niya sinasabi, yung 4Ps niya, in the order of importance is profit, purpose, people, planet.
Bakit profit muna, di ba?
Profit yung pinakauna kasi kung wala ka daw profit, paano mo i-pursue yung purpose mo, paano mo re-reward yung people mo, at paano mo alagaan yung planet. So, sobrang importante na may profit ka as your business. Kasi kung wala, ano mangyari? Di ba? Hindi, malulugi ka lang, magsasara ka lang, hindi mo magagawa lahat yun. Now, if you want to become a salesman, siguro tips on how to do proper sales, unang-una sa lahat, you have to be a good listener.
Okay.
Kasi a salesman does not rush into a room and then ram down the throat of people what it is that they're trying to sell. A salesman will listen and ask questions and find out what your problems are and then present solutions. That's a good salesman. If a salesman is probing, if a salesman knows how to listen, if a salesman can identify and connect the dots, ano ba yung mga problema ng kliyenteng to, tapos ipapackage na yung produkto niya in a way that will solve those pain points, mas mataas yung chances makakabenta siya.
You know, parang sa call center din yun. Well, number one, listening, di ba? Naalala ko na yun, call center din
kasi lahat ng dinaanan ko, ano yan.
Napaka-importanting, kasi di ba minsan nag-rant yung mga callers natin, pero you have to listen with empathy. Yung naalala ko sa call center. Anyway, so sales, segue akong konti bro. After ng sales, ito naman, yung details naman na hindi alam ng maraming tao, how do we manage our finances? The common Filipino again is 80% financially literate. Paano ba ang mag-manage ng pera bro? 20% ba ganito? 10% invest? In your case, what would you advise?
As a business or as a person growing up?
Sige, both bro. As a person, as a business muna.
Sige, as a business, don't commingle funds. Don't mix your personal money with your business money. Your business is not your wallet. Your business is your business. So for example, malaking bagay yan, shoutout sa CFO ko tsaka business partner ko si Rob. So yun, marami kami natutunan sa kanya with how to properly manage our finances. So siya yung nagbabantay ng book, siya yung nagbabantay ng lahat. What's owed the government is owed the government, diba? What's kumbaga ano yung mga budget needed to fund future project. And at the same time, you just get what's due you. Sabihin natin kung desalary ka ba as the owner or desalary ka ba as one of the employees. And you have to reinvest the money to grow the business. Kasi if you keep sucking the money out of the business, paano lalaki yung negosyo? Diba? Hindi ibig sabihin na kumikita na yung negosyo ay mayaman ka na kagad. Kasi yung kinikita mo sa negosyo, pwede mong gamitin yun para mas palakihin yung negosyo, para mas marami ka matulungan ng mga tao na empleyado at mas mapalaki mo pa yung sweldo ng mga tao mo. Diba? Parang yun yung journey dapat. Na it's not just about you. It's about your team, it's about society, it's about what you're building. Kaya sobrang importante na you do not commingle funds as a
parang
business.
naalala ko si the Amazon guy, who's this guy?
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos, parang back in 99, interview siya ni the Jay Leno na they're losing money but they're just reinvesting the money.
Yeah, exactly. So parang hanggang ngayon sabi ko nga mas malaki pa kinikita ko nung nasa PLDT ako kumpara ngayon. Kasi back then, ang laki ng sweldo di ba? Ngayon, kung ano man yung kinikita ng negosyo, we put it back so that we can grow it.
Now as a person naman bro, how do you manage your finances naman?
Basic lang. So initially, yung pinaka-importante is you need to make sure na meron kang emergency fund. Yun yung una mong kailangan i-raise. Probably 5 to 6 months worth of your living expenses. Nakatabi lang, huwag mong gagalawin for rainy days. Pag meron ka ng emergency fund at wala ka ng utang, lahat ng pwede mong kitain nun, pwede mo na isugal. Hindi sugal sa casino sugal sa negosyo.
Invest.
Diba? Pwede mo nang gamitin yon to start businesses. Pwede mo nang itry yun magtayo ng mga negosyo. And I have to say this, papalpak ka. You'll lose money. But you will learn so much. And lahat ng lessons na yun na matututunan mo will help increase the chance of success for the next business that you will get into.
Relentless optimism talaga. Parang di ka mabibigilan, Kasi a lot of people get disheartened, discouraged on the first failure, on the second failure.
Kung madali siya, din napakadami ng milyonaryo ngayon sa negosyo.
Correct.
Mahirap siya. So, kailangan mong, you have to deal with failure in a positive way.
Ngayon bro, speaking of positive, dealing with failure, meron tayong another phone-in question from our team dito. Is creativity, ingenuity necessary or important in being an entrepreneur?
100% kasi you have to constantly think outside of the box. And creative people by nature are curious people. And curious people tend to do and experiment a lot of things, which means they try more, which means they fail more, but they also succeed more.
Right.
So creativity, I think, is at the very core of any entrepreneur. Kasi you need that curiosity to come up with products. You need that curiosity to come up with solutions. You need that curiosity to explore possibilities.
Bro,
so critical talaga siya.
Yung ugali mo na yan, I'm very much amazed. I can pretty much relate. How did you form that character? Is that a value system?
By a lot of failure.
Actually, before the ako naman on my end, I personally believe even before you became an employee or an entrepreneur, para sa akin malaking bagay siguro yung yung pagpapalaki. How is your value system growing up now being very useful, very helpful as you are now? Paano naging importante ba talaga yung values mo as a kid? Sino ba nagturo sa'yo ng I think in one of your interviews may sinabi sa'yo yung grandpa mo.
Yeah.
So is it very important to have yung set of values mo as a kid, tapos ngayon pwede mo nang gamitin growing up. Parang pwede mo na siyang i-cash in.
100% kasi a big part of how you're molded is how your parents raised you.
Doon.
Diba? And I owe a lot to my parents. I owe a lot to my grandfather. So he used to be the late Senator Blas F. Ople, who told me before, linagay pa niya yung kamay niya sa balikat ko na you'll be great someday. So tumatak talaga sa utak ko yun. Tas of course to my parents who would reinforce it, would always tell me na laban lang, kaya mo yan. Diba? So yung mga ganong klaseng reinforcement definitely help 1,000%. Tas yung misis ko pa, diba, through the years. So all of those things are very formative. And kaya nga I tell people who have kids, your words have power. Your words will lift and impact your children in a big way for decades to come.
Lifetime.
So make sure that you always speak life to your kids. Make sure that you always encourage your kids. Correct them if needed. Discipline them if needed. Pero always make sure to plant in them the seed of greatness na sa'yo lang manggagaling as parents.
Oh, napakalalim. Munti ko malunod, bro. Alalim, pero that's very, of course, useful. Sa mga nagtatanong, baka nagtataka kayo, anong nagsasalita sa radyo nagbibigay ng life advice? Of course, you're tuned in to Negosyo with Joe here at Capital 104.3. Ang kasama ko po ngayon sa studio live in the flesh si Sir Carlo Ople na nagbabahagi po ng kanyang mga ideas, kanyang mga experiences at mga nuggets of wisdom. Last 2 questions tayo, bro. I know ang bilis na oras. Ito, of course, another phone-in question from our team here. Sabi niya dito, what motivation can you give to people who say they aren't creative enough or entrepreneurial enough to be an entrepreneur? Anong mabibigay mong payo?
Well, one, you lose nothing by trying. Pero number 2, it doesn't mean the world would end if hindi ka maging negosyante. Kasi some people talaga not meant to be an entrepreneur. Some people ayaw talaga or may gene sila or talaga mindset nila is not meant to take on the responsibility of being an entrepreneur. And there's nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of successful corporate professionals. I know a lot of very successful people na sinaga mag-call center, naging operations team leader, naging operations manager, ngayon vice president na nakatira na sa Singapore na malamang mas malaki pa kinikita sa akin kahit ako negosyante. Diba? So I know a lot of people who toughed it out in corporate and became successful. But I'll put a big but. Yung mga taong to never give up. Yung mga taong to put in the time. Yung mga taong to hindi nagre-resign every year. Yung mga taong to hindi sobrang sensitive na tipong napagalitan lang ng boss, bukas na bukas magre-resign kagad. So if you want to become successful in corporate, if you want to be successful in being an employee, then be the best employee that you can be. Hindi yung tipong napagalitan ka lang, bukas magre-resign ka na. Hindi yung tipong pumalpak ka lang sa isang project or may intriga lang sa opisina, give up ka na kagad. Those are things that will build your character that you have to navigate through and solve as an employee. Not all inconveniences are built around you. The world does not revolve around you. Ito na ako yung pagiging matanda ko na.
Tito hits na to, tito hits.
Pero seryoso doon, John, kung gusto mo maging success, ako, speaking as someone who rose through the ranks starting as a call center employee and ended as a vice president for the biggest telco in the Philippines, a big part of that was really toughing it out and sucking all the lessons in not giving up, taking all the hits. Ang dami ko pinagdaanan. Pero it was all formative. Kasi kung kausapin mo ko ngayon, napaka-positive ko tao, diba?
Correct.
Pero ang dami ko talagang dinaanan. And lahat yon are input to who I am today.
Bro, siguro last tala, promise dalawang questions na lang.
Kahit 10 pa.
Is this abundance of positivity? Ibig sabihin ba wala kang hindi ka napapagod or hindi ka napapres? Alam mo yun, di ba baka sabihin ng mga tao, uy, baka yan si Carlo, ano lang yan, on cam or on radio, positive, pero di ba, doesn't mean na wala kang negative thoughts, di ba? I mean,
marami. Manood sila ng Facebook ko. Sige. Sabi mo, huwag natin pag-usapan.
Pero I mean, not only that, pero in real life, pero syempre nag-doubt ka minsan sa sarili mo. May mga ganun ka ba pinagdaanan din as well?
Madami, syempre. Pero alam mo, if you have, ako dyan papasok yung importance of hobbies. Dyan papasok yung hobbies, third spaces.
Yan na, isingit mo bro.
Dyan papasok sobrang importance of having something that gives you joy.
Outlet, right.
Kasi if you have that, and then it balances you out as a person. So ako, I look forward to evenings where I get to play cards with my friends. Yung mga rune, ano ba yung nilalaro namin yan? Riftbound, Flesh and Blood, Magic the Gathering. Yan yung mga pinagkakaguluhan ko ngayon.
Magic the Gathering, bro.
Kasi it feeds the soul.
Correct.
And you cannot give what you do not have. So if you want to be optimistic and joyful, then you have to do things that give you joy and optimism.
I-segue ko lang mga kaibigan na nanonood ng Negosyo with Joe. Ngayon po kanina, off the air, pinag-uusapan naman ni Carlo. Ano na yung ginagawa niya ngayon? Ngayon nga, yung sinabi, anong tawag mo doon bro?
Third spaces.
Third spaces. Importante po sa buhay natin na meron tayong outlet, meron tayong
Exactly.
ilalabas mo yung stresses mo. So this one, bro, ayan, siguro i-plug mo na what are you working now? Ano yung mga plans mo?
Madami. Yung bagong bukas lang ngayon, second floor promenade, we have Ember Dance and Arts.
Ember Dance and Arts.
So
What is
a dance studio. But at the same time, meron din kami mga different art activities. Meron nga kanina parang nag-demo class ng ano yun, parang Japanese sword fighting.
Seriously? Ooh, sweet.
We complete with armor.
Nice.
Tapos parang alam ko, meron kami coming soon, lightsaber dueling. Oh, what the
Galing
hell?
naman,
Diba?
galing.
Sobrang exciting yun. So, it's a mix of things and hobbies that people will find interesting, from professional dancers to people who want to explore their geekiness in a physical way, I guess. So that's already open and ongoing. So make sure to check it out, emberdanceandarts.com. We're also working on setting up a pickleball court. Pero wala pa masyadong details. We're still working on it.
Ang dami nag-aabang dyan, bro.
But yun yung mga current projects na ongoing.
Siguro, I promise last two na nalalaga, bro. What's the end game for you? I mean, that sounds like a slam book question. What's your end goal, or what's the ano ba yung pinaka-goal mo, the ultimate vision for Carlo Ople in this life? Kumbaga, parang
I just wanna keep myself open to say yes to whatever life brings.
Uy.
I think yun yung pinaka-importante. You just keep preparing yourself for whatever life will tell you to do. Kasi you can only be in that position to say yes if you take care of things that matter the most, diba? So whatever that is, whatever comes, as long as feeling ko it's something that God calls me to do, if it's something na kailangan, kumbaga I feel like it's something that I want to put 100% of myself in, then I'll go for it 100%. Ang key lang is having that attitude and that mentality na parang pag dumating yan, you have that faith na, ito para sa akin. Ito kailangan kong gawin.
Right.
Pag ganun ka-open sa world, feeling ko, it will come talaga.
Right. Okay, so time check now, guys. It's 4:51, 52 in the afternoon. At bago tayo tuluyan magpaalam at mag-end ng ating show, ito yung tinatawag naming negosyo nugget of the day, Carlo. If there's one or two things na pwede kang i-advise sa mga, lalo na sa mga bata, mga younger generation ngayon, ano yung payo na ito?
Unang-una sa lahat, develop soft skills. Sobrang importante. When I say soft skills, talking to other people, communicating to other people, selling face-to-face, and pinaka-importante, learning how to listen talaga. Kasi that opens up so many opportunities if you know how to listen. And siguro number 2, lalong-lalo na when it comes to entrepreneurship, you need to level up your financial IQ.
Yun.
Hindi pwedeng hindi ka marunong magbasa ng balance sheet, ng P&L. Kailangan pag-aralan mo na mabuti ang taxation system sa Pilipinas. I will end there. Ang dami ko pang gusto sabihin. Pero kailangan mo pag-aralan lahat ng mga bagay that will affect your business. Kasi hindi mo pwedeng iasa yan sa iba nang hindi mo naintindihan kasi yun yung pera ninyo. So you have to learn all of that. Pero siguro, and number 3, remember that the Philippines is not just your only option. That there are businesses to be done and made across the world. And we are blessed to be an English-speaking country. We are blessed to learn skills that are at par, I think, with the rest of the world. So if you feel like you're called to do business in Southeast Asia, if you feel like you're called to do business in the US, if you feel like kaya mo magnegosyo around the world, nothing stopping you from doing so. Kasi ito, sabihin ko talaga, ang Pinoy na negosyante, kayang tapatan ang kahit anong negosyante sa buong mundo. Kailangan mo lang to put your mind into it, put your heart into it, work as hard as the hardest worker in whatever country, and you should be okay.
On that note, thank you so much. Carlo Ople, live here in our studios in Capital 104.3. Maraming salamat sa mga nuggets of wisdom, of course. At grabe, nabusog tayo dun. Hindi tayo nagkumain dito sa studio, pero nabusog tayo sa usapan.
Sarap
again,
yung kape.
Bro, once again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And ano ba, may mga babatiin ba tayo? Before we say goodbye, bati ka pala muna. Shoutout muna sa lahat na magustong batiin. Of course, family, friends, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Oh, shoutout ko lang misis ko. Siya yung pinaka-importanting shoutout, di ba? Hi babe, I'm coming home in a while. Love you. Mag-uwi ako ng sinigang.
Yun.
Yun lang.
Si Mish lang talaga ang dapat batiin. Anyway,
so... baka iba pa ako batiin. Mayari ako niyan. Ikaw, ilan ba batiin mo?
Isa lang.
Yun. Sige, kita mo.
Hi, Iya.
Yun.
Alright, on that note, once again, we'd like to thank Carlo Ople. Of course, Ryan and Brett for being here in the studio, for helping us set up. Of course, In behalf of our station manager, Ma'am Che Ayuste, of course, our supervisor, Ma'am Rochelle Confesor, Sir Mike Libot, Sir Jason Sosa, Sir Jason Kotako, of course, our engineers who are here in the studio as well, Sir Bright Vista, Sir Gian Cotino, sila Norven, sila Avi, sila Sir Emil, sila Sir Ivan. Thank you so much for tuning in on the only second episode lang, bro. Thank you so much. Second episode lang of our show, Negosyo with Joe. And on that note, ito na. Ang request of our studio guests. Taking you back to 1991. Eric Gadd, Do You Believe in Me? You're still tuned in to Capital 104.3. Negosyo with Joe. Tk you so much, Carlo.
Salamat, brother. Appreciate it.
Negosyo with Joe. Paano ba magsimula ng negosyo? What are the do's and don'ts? How do you grow your money? Get a real-life guide from authorities in the industry. Tune in to Negosyo with Joe. Negosyo with Joe. Fridays 4 to 5 p.m. Only here on Capital 104.3. Negosyo with Joe.